Coach Wilson, what are some strengths that you feel like the team has, and what are some things you all would still like to work on before next week's game?
We probably got more depth, although I don't know if I'd say it's maybe quality depth. We got a lot of twos that can help out. I think offensively, probably maybe a little bit more complete as far as pieces of the puzzle where the lines can be consistent. Decent player tight end, a couple, 3-4 receivers, a couple 3 running backs, a quarterback that's getting good, not only being able to move around but throw. So a little more complete on offense. Defensively, more speed, but just consistently be in the right spot, make it. So if we're working on things, it's making tackles. If we're working on things, it's creating turnovers. If we're working on things, it's trying to be better in the kick game.
Special teams, where do you see that right now?
Well, we're working hard at it. So we'll until you get out there. I mean, we've put a significant amount of time. We got to get some of our best players going to have to play. We got to be smart, and they don't play on multiple teams. Typically, you always start where you want very good players on your punting team and your kickoff cover team. That's really your first defensive play. So if a young man gets overloaded, you don't like if a guy's starting, you don't like him on more than 2 teams. And we'll have starters play on 2 teams. Guys like those linebackers, Shakari and Cooper will be on teams. Ted Bolger will be on teams. Stephen Houston and D'Angelo Roberts and Tevin Coleman will be on teams. So you can be a starter, but you got to play special teams. We just try to keep it at 2, and the cover units get first go. We're working it hard. You saw the whole practice today, and that was just a normal practice. No, we emphasized 2 teams a day. So like tomorrow we would do our return units, today was cover units. So we go back and forth on that. But we meet significantly on it. We've walked through it before class started significantly, just to understand what we're doing. And we're doing a boatload of situations to try to teach kids. It's not just a kicking play, but this kicking play. It's not just a defensive play, but this situation. Not only down and distance situation, but clock situation, field zone. So we're working a lot to be game ready. What are we, 9-10 days out? And we've worked a lot on kicking. I guess we'll see when it all comes together. It needs to come together.
Are guys improving their understanding of those situations? Are they developing where you want them to on that?
Well, you hope, but again, and that's the old H word, until you get out there playing. But now you try to make it game situations. But like every day, we're doing surprise onside kicks, take a safety, tight punt, inside the 10-yard line, killing it, emergency field goal, 15 seconds in the half, first half. Don't get tackled with no timeouts. 2-minute drills, 2 minutes in the first half where you're trying to score, but don't mess up. 3 minutes in the first half. If you can get a couple first downs, you go 2 minutes. But if you go quick, you hang the defense out to dry. So we've worked a lot of that. You hope it transfers over, but again, it's a little different when the bullets fly. So we put a lot of time in prep, a lot of time in talking about it. I think we're gaining on it. Had a 2-hour meeting the other day on Sunday, and before school started, on watching games of unusual situations where people made mistakes and didn't stay in bounds or let the clock run out in a 2-minute drive, etc. So we're working it. Hopefully they're learning. We talk about having good grades, and we're talking about getting a 4.0 in football class before 11 o'clock. It's football 101 every day. We're trying to make 4.0s out here for that class.
You talked a little bit about Spriggs at left tackle and stuff like that. Just how's the entire kind of competition at line shaped up, and how has that sort of worked itself out to this point?
Well, again, Chapman's been out, so he's not going. And Holy Hunter, for getting back, he's been out since day 2 or 3, I think 3. So he's been out for quite a while. Hopefully he comes back. It's a concussion deal, but he hadn't came off of it. So, Jason's gotten the bulk of it. He's done well. We'll do things to help him, whether it's just having tight ends help and backs help, or throw quick passes, or there's just schematically it's always matchups. You look at matchups. He's awfully good though. He's actually probably better than the guy that got hurt physically. So outside of experience and youthfulness, it's as good, if not a better player. We got Dan Feeney playing over there, guard, and also playing a little bit of tackle to help Jason. So we're a little thin at tackle. I think our offense is actually reasonably solid if we get good tackle play. And until you get out there and play against some ends for real, some upper level ends in our conference, and we'll play one the first week. The young man from Indiana State's as good as most Big Ten is. We're going to play a lot better. So we'll find out early what Jason's about. Bernard's doing okay inside, but Dan Feeney's as good as him was and so that's a nice little deal. You got some depth. Colin Rorig's doing well with Cody Everett and Will Maddie. So you kind of got 5 guys in those center guard spots. You got Peyton Eckert at 1 tackle. You got Spriggs at the other. And then from there we're going to Pete Bachman. We're going to Greg Lewis, who did practice this morning. Some guys that are a little bit more shaky. So that, the tackle position is going to have to play well. But if you ask the receivers right now if they've learned anything on every pass play, when they run a route, they've got to beat the defensive end. That's who they have to beat to get open. They have to beat the corner. They have to beat the safety. They have to get open before the defensive end gets to the quarterback. And that's what we're trying to learn as a pass. That's called timing and rhythm of pass game.
You're talking about the JUCO guys and what you've got out of them so far.
Well, we're gaining, but a lot of guys will tell us JUCO guys give you some physicalness and some energy and all that, but it takes them a while. I used the example last year. It took Steven Terry. I thought until September to learn how to practice hard. I think he's still learning how to practice hard sometimes. Some of those guys are at junior college because maybe they're underachievers. And a talent, an underachiever guy isn't always in the classroom. He doesn't have a high motor. So it's getting those guys to have a sense of urgency, their talent levels well. But when you get here late, it's learning it, a sense of urgency on the field, passion, and learning how to play like a Big Ten player. So the real deal will be, where are they week 1 and where are they come week 4, 5, 6? Because we'll need those guys no matter where they start. Are they mature enough to accept coaching and really make some good strides for us?
How much of an impact can a guy like Jakari make for him?
Well, again, you hope a lot, but again, it's the old H word. Until you get out there and you're playing, you don't know. He's got a lot of energy in practice. It's a different deal. We've already talked about that. My old boss, and I know probably Coach Shep used it, but my old boss at Miami had a little 2x4, and he talked about trust, and you walk the 2x4, and you can walk it on the ground, but stick it up off the stadium, it's not going to break. We'll walk the same walk, because if you slip, the risk are greater. But if it's laying on the ground, we'd all walk straight across it. And so, when the odds get greater in games. So Jakari's been awfully good, as a lot of those first-year guys, Jason Spriggs, awfully good. You get in games, the risks get a little bit greater. Do you trust it? Trust yourself, trust the scheme, trust the way you're coached. Because when the odds get greater, fear's a phenomenal inhibitor. And it's getting those young guys to learn how to walk that walk. So it'll be interesting. He needs to bring a lot. He's bringing a lot now. It'll really be, what we really need to do is we bring it from here is how to take all this thing that's been, I think, really good on this practice field consistently, how to flip that into Saturdays and do it out there.
You talked a lot about
right now, again, he is not in school, and I don't believe his plans right now are to come to school. He's just got a personal deal he's dealing with, a private deal he's working with, and I haven't had conversations with him in over a week. So school had started. We were hoping to get the opportunity to get him in class. There's a timeline here. If he's not here, the semester goes, and from there we'll decide and look, can we get him here mid-semester or not, and we'll just kind of see how it plays out.
And that's not academic, it's just personal stuff?
Yeah, it's just he's eligible, qualified. He was started summer with us for a couple of days, just had some personal things he's dealing with.
What's, I guess we're seeing Keevan
He got hit today in a scrimmage making a tackle on Steven and just got a helmet to the head. Excuse me. I think he's going to be going. I think our plan, the thought from Patrick was he should be good tomorrow. Maybe today, but not, a little bit coming off that slight concussion deal. So he's missed a couple of days, but that was going till Friday night. He's got a helmet to the head. Kind of went low. Steven went over and just got knee right to the side of his head.
Have you seen more, I guess, from guys like maybe Brian?
And he actually has been doing really good. Great in special teams. We talked about it. One of those guys. He's a guy that everybody wants on every team. And he's a guy we got to make sure, which team, because he's really good.
How far back are Roundtree? You mentioned Chapman. I mean, how long is he going to be? You know anything about Roundtree at this point?
Whatever those guys say. The way I do it, and everybody makes a big deal about concussions. If they hold them out, you don't practice, and if they don't practice, they don't play in games. So right now, guys that have been held out significantly are not going to be playing for us game 1, game 2. We got a lot of timing going on, a lot of special team work going on, a lot of teaching, and to me, if they miss that much time, we've got to. I don't know how great we are, but there's more better athletes with the freshmen, the JC guys. A lot of those young guys are back. We don't need anybody to hold us hostage, and that way, if a guy's got to. So what happens is, it's different from when a guy used to have a convenient deal versus now a guy is true. They know if they miss practice, they're not going to play, and that way you get guys. When guys are over there, they can't go. And so that's a different environment now because we're going to do what's best for the kids. Patrick always has complete control. If they can't practice, they don't practice. My world, they don't practice, they don't play. So it's just kind of it's not great. It's just kind of it's not an issue. And so it's whenever he says they're good to go.
They don't give you a timeline or anything like that. You just kind of let them.
You really can't. If there's different. Some guys come back 1, 2 days. Some take 3, 4, 5. And some takes a week or two. No different than East Coast. Some guys get back in 7, 10. Some are 3, 4. And it's just every guy's a little different. Some guys don't drink enough milk and rub enough dirt on it.
How much better is Trey right now than he was maybe even in the summer?
He looks better, but again, to me, until we get there in game situations and it really counts, I don't know. You know, he's still young enough, so the ability to play within himself and play in rhythm. If you guys haven't been alive, I mean, we say that word about 3,000 times in practice. You know, staying in timing, staying in sync, and he's got the ability to create and make some plays. He's been reasonably good, not forcing the ball. Just trying to be great and be on target as well as we can. He, to me, looks a lot better, but I'm going to hold judgment until we play. If he plays like he practices, he's got a chance to have a really good year. I like to see if he can trust that 2x4 and do that as well. And he'll have as much stress as anyone, because when you go out and you're the quarterback of the state school, you don't know what that feels like. That's a different position. And he knows for us to win, they know that position needs to play well. So internally, they know that, they feel that. Some guys can handle it. He's pretty calm. You saw it as a freshman. Hopefully he'll just be a lot more accurate, a lot more on target. He's a lot smarter. Not that he never was smarter, just quicker on where to go and take it here, move it there. He's so much better that way. Hopefully it'll happen Saturday. There's that H word again.